Your Wind Ensemble. One of the high points in every commencement is the valedictory address. I would ask Ms. Lee and Madame Chase to come forward and introduce this year's valedictorian, Clayton Train.
Good evening. Ms. Lee and I have the great pleasure of introducing our valedictorian for the 2010 graduating class. The students themselves voted for the valedictorian, and I suspect that this is not the last time that we will see Clayton Train's name on a ballot.
I want to take a moment and take everybody back 4 years ago, September 2006, when Clayton Train entered the halls of Cawthra Park Secondary School as a grade 9 student. Believe it or not, Clayton was quiet and shy when he entered Cawthra. However, this was short-lived. Within a week, Clayton had managed to get familiar with the surroundings and, believe it or not, his unique ability to charm a crowd was very apparent.
I taught Clayton for the next 3 years. On the first day of grade 10 civics, he seemed like the average 15-year-old boy. You know, the type of 15-year-old boy who reads Hillary Clinton's autobiography. For fun, not the course. During our mock elections, I noticed how bright and how charismatic he is. He would say that he is so charming that he actually managed to persuade a classroom of teens, a very leftist group, to vote for his ultra-conservative party. In grade 11 of French, he shined again. His ability to communicate in French was certainly impressive, but more importantly, he could inspire conversations and debates. It may be hard to believe, but he became even further right-wing during these class discussions. He enjoyed arguing for the sake of arguing and shocking his peers. There is never a dull moment when Clayton is around, because he can always disagree with someone about something. Engraved in my memory is a particular discussion regarding homework. Clayton, may I see your homework? And he pretends to shuffle papers, presumably looking for said homework, but quickly admits, I didn't do it. Go on. But since Clayton would rather use his wit than any ordinary excuse, he says, I had a lot of other homework. And besides, isn't it more important that I know which homework I need to do and which I don't need to do? Too long, he says. I'm showing good time management, aren't I? Explaining to a teacher that her homework is unnecessary and almost convincing her is impressive. That's how I know we will see his name on an election ballot one day.
Now, in Clayton's final graduating year, his ability to rally a crowd was perfected when he presented an ISU seminar justifying why America should have sole control over nuclear arms. And he won his classmates over. Or during countless debates and discussions in world issues class, where he always seemed to captivate his audience while expressing his unique point of view, such that child labor should never be abolished. Although Clayton will never admit to it, he does look out for the well-being of others, especially those who are in danger, clearly evident when he automatically rushed and saved my backpack from an invasion of the multi-legged drain creature. Or those that have been wronged, such as the poem he wrote, when asked to write a short speech on behalf of those that cannot speak for themselves. His classmates wrote on behalf of children who are being exploited, or animals, or the environment, but Clayton wrote on behalf of women. My name is Clayton Train, and I am a feminist. So for Hillary Rodham Clinton, I will shake my angry fist. She should have won the election, but sexism was everywhere, with stupid news reporters making fun of her sexy hair. While Obama played the man card, trying hard to win, Hillary dealt with sexist pigs and bore it with a grin. She made the path much easier for future female minds, but even now, the Palin fan has so easily unwind. Women are disgraced in this equal first world land, so let's all step up and give our Hillary a hand.
And in closing, when in Miss Moyadeen's grade 12 law class was asked to complete a survey and answer the question, what are 4 words to describe yourself? Clayton wrote, the best person ever. Now, one might think that with his boundless self-assurance, his argumentative ways, and his unabashed self-praise, he would not win many votes. But the truth is, Clayton is highly intelligent, quick-witted, genuinely engaged in learning, thought-provoking, a talented actor, and a compelling communicator. These are the reasons that he is your valedictorian. Ladies and gentlemen, Clayton Train.
Let's just say I couldn't agree more. Well, I won. Insert Clayton smirk, wave of the hand, nod my head, and that is that, the valedictorian. So I know what you're expecting from me, and I'd be pretty darn stupid not to live up to it. Merci beaucoup, le Canada. Hello there, sir, I'm Officer Richardson. Goodness to know you are very much alive. A 3,000-foot pile of giraffes, 10 hours taking newspaper to the 3rd floor walls. I can't see you, Marianne. Oh, bubble wrap, 1 sister and many big dogs. Dancing like an idiot in the stage manager's car. Doesn't retract. Johnny, 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 whoop, Johnny, whoop, Johnny, 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 Johnny. Coalition, like a cat jumping over the moon in the morning. Homemade dice in science class. Regaining the same fiancé at every New York City landmark. What rights? Shake my hand. Le knowledge. Where is the nerve gas? Now I can get started. Hope y'all have a fine night. Guests, welcome to Cawthra. Many past valedictorians began their speeches by questioning whether or not they deserved it. Well, we all know that modesty is certainly not the reason why I'm standing here. It is really thanks to my natural charm and stunning good looks. I can still say this. That list of contenders for the position of valedictorian did contain some amazingly talented people, and any of those choices would have served this school proud. I think a round of applause is in order. Okay, that's enough. Because I am still glad it's me. And as the two teachers who were on here before said, I really do hope that this won't be the last time I get your votes. But bottom line, I didn't hate these last 4 years. They were actually pretty okay. Some people have been so busy choking on their own tears that the only thing they sound like is Jabba the Hutt caught in a rainstorm. Suit yourself. But for me, I'm pretty sure that my signature mix of fries, gravy, ketchup, vinegar, salt, and occasionally pepper is what I'm going to miss the most. But honestly, we do have a lot to miss. But I'll take my high school years for what they were. 1,460 days, and probably a heck of a lot less if I count my absences from grade 12 law. But each of those days, each of them was an experience. It's like Slaughterhouse-Five, right? We overlay all our memories and all the days, and we look through them like a lens in order to see our unique picture of Cawthra Park. That's what I gather from Spark Notes. There really is no other school like Cawthra. Ordinary schools don't have a French class that spontaneously breaks out into rounds of by yon bonny banks and by yon bonny braes where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, where me and my true love will never be the same, and the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Normal schools don't have a series of hanging frozen water balloons that melt onto the floor of the front lobby. The students in most schools don't have evacuate the dance floor entrenched in their heads forever. And generally, the average school doesn't have a class where everyone lies on the floor, pretends to be a tree, and then weeps together in harmony. Class of 2010, we are a strange bunch of strange people. Yeah. But you cannot deny that this school really did change us. Some will say that we embraced individuality, some will say creativity, and others will call it communism. And as a side note, I do really want to say this. It is truly a testament to your tolerance that an arts school chose, as Mr. Swire so wisely put in my yearbook, a neo-fascist conservative Republican to be your valedictorian. It says a lot about you guys, so thank you. But back on track. Who cares what you say to describe us? Because as a year, the class of 2010, we had some pretty cool accomplishments. For one, some of us worked so hard that we managed to give grad breakfast a swift and early ending. We endured a devastating apocalypse in the cafeteria when the medium French fries suddenly disappeared. On a more serious note, we survived my pal Harper's cuts and arts funding. I promise right here, right now, that I will never pull a move like that during the course of my suppressive reign of terror. Lastly, we overcame our collective grief when Hillary Rodham Clinton let Obama win the 2008 primaries. I'd be a bit inconsiderate if I didn't list our real accomplishments as well. So I won't. But I'm a little bit nicer than that, so here we go. We put on 4 spectacular musicals, some amazing choir performances, some great student-written Sears plays, exceptional performances at some of the debating competitions, even without my presence. The cheese grater has never been as good as it was in our grade 12 year, so honest to God, congrats to you guys. where are we here? DECA, sports teams, anime club, model parliament, huge fundraising and social awareness efforts from Shout and Leap. Look, I've always believed that people get involved to make themselves look good. Whatever. All I can say is, dang, we looked good. So, it's hard to think that our time at Cawthra is over. And I know for me, it hasn't really sunk in. But as hard as we try, we can't avoid it. Gone are the days when we'd walk the Cawthra halls each morning, shielding our arms from the cheese grater walls, saying hi to the familiar faces we pass. Look around at each other. These are the people we know, and the people who really did start to become our family. I hate to say it, but this is the last time so many of us will be together in the same room at the same time. Hallelujah, right? Wrong. We are an incredibly close year. And right now, I want to take a minute to acknowledge Amy. Amy was probably one of the kindest people any of us ever knew, and her death profoundly affected all of us. But we have to remember that we did come together as a grade. We all remember the purple. We cried on each other's shoulders, and then finally we smiled at the good memories. That's what she would have wanted. And I believe she would have been standing here tonight instead of me. Because Amy embodied everything that the school values. Acceptance, enthusiasm, friendliness. When we look back at our years at Cawthra, no one wants to remember the not so good times. But it's the bad times and the good that come together to make us who we are. Our experiences, the struggle, strife, happiness, and joy, they accumulate. They define the lives we live and the stories that we'll tell. I came up here and started off on a bit of a cocky note, and I sure as heck don't regret it. But a friend of mine said it best, and I agree. Everyone experienced enough to be the valedictorian 10 times over. Definitely, this place, Cawthra, means something different to each of us. Our unique memories are the ones we'll hold on to. But even then, we do share a common bond in the fact that we are Cawthra folk. Have you ever seen your parents randomly meet an old high school friend on the street? It'll happen to us 30 years down the road, and I am looking forward to it, because I'm going to be very rich and successful. Okay, that wasn't part of the speech. But yeah, we all have common memories to share. For example, remember Miss Lee, the hardcore vegan who didn't have a bed and slept in a homemade nest on the ground? Why yes, old peer from high school, I do. If I remember correctly, she was pretty scared of bugs. Clayton, grab my bags, grab my bags! And it's those types of moments that we take for granted. All the lunches in the caf or in the lobby, the random bus rides, our first few days figuring out the gall darn dang open area. Cherish these memories. So, alas, this awesome speech, sadly, is about to come to an end. So it goes. Reading the old speeches, it seems like I'm obliged to leave you off with a piece of enduring advice. Fine. Don't sink into the shadows. Make your friends do your work. Pretend that last piece of advice means a little bit more coming from me than it should. And don't be afraid to stand out. Get involved, tell jokes, whatever. You don't want to lose sight of who you are, and hopefully you don't want to forget your deep roots in this school. So, standing here tonight, I feel almost the same as I felt on May 24th, 2010, when 24 came to a much better conclusion than lost. I feel extremely moved, proud and smug, a bit sad, but certainly aware of the significant nature of everything that's happened. Thank your teachers, even if one of them was Mr. Sprague. No, you know what? I owe you guys a heck of a lot. You made these last 4 years remarkable. Mr. Sprague, you're an all right guy. Thank your family. Yep. Hold on to your friends. I promise I'll try and have no regrets. For many of us, as I said, these last 4 years were the best years of our lives. Thank you for making mine so great, and I really mean that. Cawthra Park, it has been an honor.